Good morning, everybody, and a happy Tuesday morning. I hope everybody had a fabulous day yesterday. All right, we have two stories we're going to cover in here and one update and a poem sent to me by one of my subscribers. It's so cool. All right, so let's jump in and cover what we have, shall we? Let's go. We're going to start off with a poem that was sent to me by one of my subscribers. Ginger has got to be better at his sports. Why the ginger-haired prince surfed. Here we go. The ginger-haired prince felt bitter and small since his brother had thrown an American football. The fans praised his brother. You throw like a pro. Now Ginger had to one up, so he put on a show. He decided to surf. Brought his own camera crew. He had to grab headlines. Nothing less would do. He's addicted to jealousy that's egged on by his wife. Sad how one extra sausage can ruin a life. Excellent. You asked me not to give your name. I won't, but excellent poem. All right, let's move on. All right, another update. A blind item came out about the home in Portugal, saying that the house is actually in Meghan's name. He buys it, but she owns it. I don't know. The house that they're supposedly currently in is owned by their company for tax purposes. Well, we'll see. All right. Now, the reason I'm bringing that blind item up because apparently their new home, which is in that Costa Terra beach resort, apparently that has been developed by the same U.S. billionaires who are behind the Clooney's tequila brand, and the one that he does with Cindy Crawford. And so residents in the area really are unhappy. Part of the problem is that this coastline has been turned into exclusive territory for the super wealthy people. So now Portuguese law used to make it illegal to restrict access to public beaches, but they've changed the regulations. So now governmental entities can earmark stretches of sand as private, which seals off a lot of spots, which were once, I guess you would call them community staples. So it's become like a greed situation. It's not good. Now, in the middle of all of this, these PR puff pieces are starting to come out saying that Harry and Eugenie are going to form a rival court in Portugal and blah, blah, blah. That's absolutely untrue. Eugenie has already said she wants to come back to the UK. The kids are getting older. They have to go to school. That is a BS story. Also, let's not forget that Beatrice is expecting a baby now, and Eugenie and Beatrice are very, very close. Not to mention, Sarah just had cancer. They want to be close to each other. All right, it's a crap story. So then the next thing happened. Next up, another blind item came out that basically said, when Meghan goes out, she brings people with her, security and people to fill out the area. And basically she was told that if she continues to bring them, she needs to pay for them. So now when she's seen out, her people wait outside because she's not paying for others. All right, I'll keep an eye on that. Let's move on. All right, here we go. The article came out on October 17th this year, a couple days ago, that Meghan Markle struggled to adjust to royal life. And believe it or not, Meghan was upset that she wasn't compensated for royal tours. So let me get this straight. You fly first class, you stay in the best hotels, you've been given how much in clothing, people are adoring you and cheering you, but you expect to be paid to go around and meet people. Oh my God. Now, this is not Tom Bower's book, Revenge. This is Valentine Lowe's book. Oh my God. Okay, so what he's claiming is on the South Pacific tour, Harry and Meghan, he said, were going down like a storm. There were massive crowds, and Meghan had this quote unquote refreshingly informal approach to royal visits. It was a real hit. But apparently he's saying that behind the scenes, while she enjoyed the attention, she could not understand the point of the walkabouts, shaking hands with strangers. And according to several members of staff, she was heard to say, I can't believe I'm not getting paid for this. Oh my God. So Meghan was shocked because the royals didn't pay her to display charm. Like, what? I mean, oh my God. Okay, so remember, when they were there, she was staying at the Admiral House. There was some talk that she wanted the whole house instead of just a wing of the house. There was some rumors that a hot liquid was thrown. But could you imagine that you're being given the best of everything and all these people come out to see you and you're complaining that nobody's giving you money to walk around and do this, as if the $1 million in the first year of clothing wasn't enough, and all the tours and the private jets and the adulation, that's not enough. No, that's not enough. You want to be paid on top of it. My God. The book also reported an insider's account that when they were at the Sydney Opera House, Meghan saw the fans waiting outside and remarked, and I'm quoting, "What are they all doing here? It's silly." Yeah. Let's move on to our second story. I'm not going to lie, this story really made me angry. Harry's running around saying, they're saying it's easier for the royal family to keep us as villains, and that's why we can't get back together. So Harry, in all of this footage, says, this is how our relationship broke down. It never needed to be this way. And it's easier for the family to treat us as villains. And they want an apology. He goes, I want my father back. I want my brother back. The leaking, the planting. I want a family, not an institution. And they've shown no willingness to reconcile. Really. Let me remind you that they have iced him out because everything that they told him ended up in a book or an interview. Let me remind you just of this. Let me just remind you.
In the Oprah interview, you accuse members of your family of racism. You don't even...
No, we didn't. The British press said that.
Right.
Did Meghan ever mention that they were racist?
She said there were troubling comments about
there was concern about his skin colour.
Right. Wouldn't you describe that as essentially racist?
I wouldn't.
So Harry denied that they had said anything about racism.
Did you leave the country because of racism?
It was a large part of it.
Growing up as a woman of color, as a little girl of color, I know how important representation is.
And what I was seeing was history repeating itself, but more perhaps, or definitely far more dangerous, because then you add race.
Because this was different, It's
different because of the race.
Where?
Racism, really. I mean, it changed the risk level.
And the specifics around her race.
If a member of his family will comfortably say, we've all had to deal with things that are rude. Rude and racist are not the same. Concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born.
I want to play one more clip for you. I want you to listen to Harry's explanation when Tom Bradby says to him, in case you hadn't heard this before, but just listen to this.
People will say, you have railed against invasions of your privacy all your life. But the accusation will be, here are you invading the privacy of your most nearest and dearest without permission. That'll be the accusation.
That would be the accusation from the people that don't understand or don't want to believe that my family have been briefing the press.
So Harry justifies what he's doing to his family by saying, you don't understand what they've done to me. Get it? So Harry is a liar, and what's going on here is that Harry has been proven to be untrustworthy, and while he's demanding an apology from the royal family, he's not going to get one, and I think he realized he needed to reverse the narrative, not taking into account that Omid Scobie did Finding Freedom, and of course it came out in court that Meghan helped him write this book. That's how it was so accurate. Let's not forget, as I just showed you, the Oprah show where they claimed racism and she gave all kinds of things. We've already debunked almost everything she said as a lie. How about the Me You Can't See, where he slammed his family and again claimed that people were trying to kill Meghan? You guys remember that one, right? Or how about the 6-part Wine Fest Netflix series? And remember, Meghan said she stopped watching what was in the news for her own mental health, but all they did was whine about what was printed about them in this docuseries. How about Endgame, another book by Omid Scobie that was held back because there was going to be extra content for the coronation? Where was that content coming from? And he claimed certain members were royal racists? How about archetypes where Meghan sat there and took swipes at the family? Remember the fire in the nursery that wasn't, where she was forced to go out and work afterwards? How about the multiple staff members that have quit because Meghan has come out as a bully boss? She's taking a beating for that. I could so go on. The Anderson Cooper interview, the interview with the Cut magazine where she threatened to release information. He's like, I don't think Harry gets it. They haven't painted you as the villain. You are the villain. You just have to realize that you've screwed your family over. All right, you guys. Oh my goodness. There is a lot to cover in the next video because we know that somebody's in Australia. Okay, you're not going to want to miss it. So go down into the description box after you hit the like and the subscribe button, of course, and you leave your comments, and you'll find the link to video number 2. Follow me over. Let's go.